Hi everyone, it's Promise Onu again. It's been a while, been on holiday, and what I'm about to say today is something I've been meaning to say for a while. And after watching the Honest Bunch podcast yesterday with comedian Will Mount and Maberu, I must say that I agree with Maberu with to a large extent, not everything, because I believe he was a bit extreme in some views that he shared. But I agree with him in some of the things he said, which I've also said in past about the way Nigerians, excuse me, makes dumb people, to put it lightly, celebrities in Nigeria, and it all started from I don't even know. I don't even know who it started from actually, because people use these things to become popular, to blow, as they say it, and then when they blow, they will probably start switching, to sort of better or well put. I'm trying to avoid mentioning some names, but even the biggest of the biggest, artists that we have in Nigeria, sort of when they were starting out, they started with some very vulgar music. Say, for example, Flavor. When Flavor come out, he came out with Aladala Adago, Kev Adakwa, all those kind of very vulgar. And this music used to play on the bus, on the streets of Onitsha then. And kids were hearing those things, they were not good. They were not good words. They were not censored, And today, Flavor has gone on to sing better songs, good songs, gospel songs, and the likes of Olamide, sang similar things, and then we have now Portable, which I don't even understand what he's singing, Speed Darlington, people sort of as if they were making comics, somehow transitioned to be celebrities and people that people listen to them when they go lives and stuff like that. So I keep asking myself, where are we headed as a people? You have the Odumodu Blacks, singing a lot of nonsense. And these are people that represent Nigeria abroad. He comes to the UK, goes to the radio, gets interviewed. I listened to one of his interviews, I think it was on Capital Extra. And to be fair, he was making sense at some point, talking about how football clubs sign him because of his declarized music. But then you listen to other lyrics and all of that, and you feel ashamed, to be fair, that this person is representing a country. And I'm saying this to say, sometimes we get angry that Tyler, won Grammys instead of, a few other of our artists. But it's because we are fast degrading the act of music. The whole Afrobeat thing is becoming a joke. You are turning people who are supposed to be, laughed upon, and you look the other way as our main act that we are projecting. And Maberu articulated it properly. Yes, the guys on the Honest Bunch probably didn't understand him, or maybe Chukwudi did. Nedu was attacking him, but unless you sit down and ask yourself some personal questions, even Blackface said it about Rema. What are you saying that you are richer than somebody's daddy and all of that? You see, we glorify nonsense. And what people don't understand is the power of influence of music, of movies, of comedians. I really thank our comedians in Nigeria. They are the most conscious. They speak the truth to power. You see, our comedians are very wise people. In fact, if you go into a country and want to know how intelligent the people are, listen to their musicians, especially their rappers. You see, Maperu mentioned two rappers in Nigeria that are doing so well in terms of being conscious, and he mentioned Vector, MI. I can add Mr. Raw there. Now think about when Mr. Raw dropped his first album, Right and Wrong, and think about when he dropped Obodo Delugono. Look at people like Two-Face. Look at people like Wande Cole that sang about, there are so many. In fact, back in the day, if you want to drop an album, you have to drop an album In your album, you have to have a song speaking about the ills of the society. You have a song, to thank God, and then you have your other songs are probably your hit singles and stuff. So it used to be not that, oh, this person is singing about women or money or whatever. It used to be you sing about that, you sing about conscious music, you sing about thanks to God and all of that. That's how albums are made. But these days, it's even hard for you to listen to complete albums. I don't think there's anybody now that will drop album and will say the whole album is a hit. Gone are the days of P Square and all the rest. So what we have now is a society that is very, very difficult for us to understand where we are going. To understand where we're headed at. And that's what Maberi is talking about, that it is our collective effort to look at how far we've come, where we are going, the situation of the country, understand that government is against us, but yet we are the product of that same government. So how do we start rectifying all this nonsense that is going on in the country? I also listened to Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala on her speech, which she made at the MBA conference, and she well articulated what she called social contract, which is what I was saying before, that as a government and a people, you have a contract. The people will maintain law and order as far as you use their taxes, which you collect from them, to make their lives better. You provide good roads, you provide security of lives and property, and you provide that protection. Now, of course, power and all the rest. This is what, Okonjo-Iweala, which is one of the best brains Nigerians have ever produced, articulated and said it in the presence of Chetima, the vice president, who was representing the president in that function. So this is the thing with Nigeria. I don't know whether is it that they don't want to listen to people that are making sense, or they intentionally want to keep the country in perpetual stagnancy or even backwardness, right? And I want to think the latter is the case, because people are speaking up. People are speaking the truth to power. People are emphasizing on these things, but it's not done because, of course, like Maberi said, the government are using these people of influence, and you will see it active during election, whereby these people will come and tell you that they collected money, including portable, including those nuisance, right? That make a few of them rich, and first of all, they will go to those hungry artists, right? Who have become selfish because of hunger, right? Because you want to blow. At some point, you don't care about any other person. And they will say it in their music. They only think about themselves. If you're not talking about money, don't call me. Now, when they give money to all those people, they will go against the people. They will sing for all these people. They will idolize them, You hear the songs like Ruga saying you are Siwaju, or Casey saying na strong na who be strong man, na in the lead. So all these things are because people now, if you cannot fight for the whole people, then fight for yourself. So we don't have a very strong resolve as a people to say, no matter how bad things are, we are going to put everybody first. No, people turn and become selfish of themselves. They think about themselves. So you give them money, they will go and sing for you. And that's why you had people, celebrities that will not ordinarily condemn the government, tell you to vote for this particular person. And then when the person they tell you to vote for is not doing well, and then people start backlashing them, they will start feeling bad or feeling targeted or feeling victimized, and start complaining. But in the first place, why didn't you keep your mouth shut? After all, Wizkid said he doesn't want to support or idolize or even, sponsor anybody. Same goes Burna Boy. Now, where I had an issue with Maberi is when he was now talking about Burna Boy. Listen, there are two people personally, I think they are geniuses. I will make it three, right? MI, Mr. Raw, and what's the turn? Burna Boy. MI, Mr. Raw, Burna Boy. Now, these three people started something. Now, MI created a niche for himself with what he did. Nobody has done it in Nigeria before, respect to Mode 9. But what he did was commercialized rap music, and a lot of people followed him. Now, Mr. Raw did it even before MI. He started the Igbo rap music. Shout out to those that did it before him as well. We had the likes of Two Shots and all the rest then, Rugged Man. But the Rugged Man was rapping in English. And then made Igbo rap what it is today. A lot of Igbo rappers. In fact, they even do Igbo trap music and all the rest. Now, you have people like Burna Boy. Burna Boy is a pure genius. What he does with his music, the level where he got to, and still was able to be dropping music like what the ones that they referenced in the Honest Bunch, and also music like a story, where where he spoke about the story of Nigeria. You see, you need to be on a particular level of consciousness to be dropping those kind of music when you are within. You see, it's only at the top. And these people will make you to be so comfortable that you cannot speak against them. But they spoke against him. And that's why, if you remember, there was a year Burna Boy thought he was going to win the... In fact, everybody thought he was going to win the Grammys. And they gave it to one other woman from Africa. And the woman went up the stage and still dedicated that particular Grammy to Burna Boy, because of course everybody knew it was Burna Boy that was supposed to win that Grammy. And it was because of that music, right? So they want to tell you story, where he mentioned and also referenced a series on Netflix about Nigeria that was done by one of these what do you call them now? You know, somebody that did the research on Nigeria and put it. I've forgotten the name, but I think it's a journey of an African colony or something like that. So you have people who are extremely conscious, who are there doing what they are doing, but then the people don't want to make them popular. Do you understand? They want to follow stupid people. And guess what? Yeah, somebody like Bobrisky, who was also mentioned there, will post. You will see different blogs post about Bobrisky at least twice a week. Now you ask yourself, how is it that Bobrisky has all this money to be on blogs almost every week? Somebody is intentionally putting Bobrisky in your eye so that you'll be seeing that person. So they are conditioning your mindset, and that's why he's popular. So why is people that are singing conscious music, people that are bringing the conscience of the conscience of the people to what they're supposed to be thinking, your mind, you know, for you to be awakened, for you to be alert? Why is those people not on these blogs? That is what Maberu was trying to communicate. But you know, communication is a skill. So if you don't know how to communicate what your thoughts properly, you will come out as if you are delusional, which is what they were calling him, delusional. But he has perfect sense. I understood him perfectly. I don't agree with him on the names he mentioned, especially Burna Boy. Burna Boy is on a genius level in Nigeria. Emma is on a genius level. You know, Mr. Raw, all these people, you know, that speak against the government, well done to them. Two-Face, they all done their, you know, what they could. At some point, you have to protect your family, because Nigeria is a very dangerous place to, you know, to speak against the, you know, the government. We know what happened to Fela. We know what happened to, you know, the likes of them. But this is the question I want to leave you with. I keep pondering and I keep saying to people, if you empty Nigeria today, so for example, every country in the world said Nigerians are welcome to come visa-free, and every Nigerian leaves, literally, right? And then you know, a country like, say for example, China brings like 3 shipload of Chinese, maybe 20 million people or 100 million Chinese coming to Nigeria to live. What do you think will be the state of Nigeria in 5-10 years? Ask yourself that question. Now, if you can answer that question, you will understand that it is not just the government that is the problem of Nigeria. It is people and policy problem. Yes, policy problem, but also the people. When the government want to do something, they turn around and they cannot see a local person that they can rely on to bring that thing on board. They have to keep going to expatriates, foreign people. That's why I applaud what Enugu State government is doing by building an asphalt, you know, plant in Enugu State, and that will help to produce, you know, quota easily, so they can actually do the roads. So what we are saying is that the people need to be awake consciously, making an effort to develop the land, and also the government is supposed to make policies to make it easy. How easy is it to access loans? How easy is it for you? I keep hammering, Japan, their credit facility for a year, the APR is just 0.5. Nigeria is over 30 something interest rate. So how do you expect anybody to make it? That's why even people that go to these countries abroad, make money, come back to invest, they run back again. It is so like we are our own problems. And sometimes these people are acting on the advice of IMF, right? Now, why you keep doing that, you are making investors, which are always non-Nigerians, rich, and also making your own people poorer, because the rich is always thinking of how to make more money from the poor. And that is capitalism. So we have to understand that we need to have capitalism for big projects, yes, but we also have to make sure there is a balance between capitalism and communism. Otherwise, people who are disadvantaged by virtue of anything or everything or different variations of factors will always remain poor, if not poorer. Thank you so much. I hope this makes sense.